Hello and welcome to Truth Xpose TV. My name is Aldwyn Altuney. It's a great pleasure to have you join us here today. My guest today is a wonderful person who just had her birthday yesterday. We've been great friends for a long time. She is a life coach here on the Gold Coast. She runs a business called Transform Your Horizon. And today our topic is we're going to be exploring who we are as a human being, what our role is, what we're here for, and how we can contribute to humanity. So drum roll for our guest, please. And please welcome Christiane Vee. Hello and welcome, Christiane.
Hi, good morning. Actually, it's nearly afternoon.
Yes, afternoon. Good afternoon. And thanks for joining us today. It's great to have you on the show. And you're fascinating.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. It's great to have you here, and I know you've done a lot of personal development in your time, as I have, and you've been a life coach now for quite some time. So can you explain a bit about your journey? And I know you were born in Mauritius, so you've come from another country to Australia. So a bit about your journey and how you got into life coaching in the first place.
Great. So I came here about 40 years ago and starting a new life, and never knew what to expect. Overnight, I was French speaking and I started speaking English. Fortunately, with my education, I was able to study both languages throughout my schooling, even my secondary school. So it was funny how every day I was hired by the Department of Defense within 2 months here, and I used to go to my colleague in the office and ask them, how do you pronounce this word and how do you pronounce that word? And for some reason I thought I had to speak English impeccably, being a perfectionist. So I just found that so interesting, learning from my colleagues every day, and it was a lot of fun, discovering, learning every single day.
Awesome. And how did you actually get into starting your business, Transform Your Horizon?
Right, Transform Your Horizon, about 2007 or so. I went to a seminar, and I went to the Beyond Success seminar, and for some reason, a series of seminars, and I heard Beyond Success, Paul Blackburn gave his spiel on, how to join one of his programs, and at the end of it, he asked people who want to help others to see if they want to come in a group, and he will give us a talk about whether he'd want to work with us. So I thought, I put my hand up, and I was absolutely nervous and didn't want to get exposed, but I thought my passion for helping people was so great that I thought, no, I've got to be in. So I went, and I remember him shaking my hands because he thought he had to really choose the people he would like to work with. And I felt so excited that he shook my hand, looked at my eyes and said, yeah, you're on. And for me, it was like a big starting journey about myself, and really studying about working on my life, working on what has all the challenges I've had, and really working on myself to be able to help others along the way.
Fantastic. And I know that you are a life coach for a mutual friend of ours, Tracy Coleman, who I've also interviewed on Truth Xpose TV. And actually in the interview I did with her, she mentioned you and said you were fantastic to work with. And I've done some sessions with you too, which has been awesome. And I actually think you have quite a natural gift. You have a very caring nature. And I think that really helps when it comes to being a life coach, to actually be able to empathize with people and also be able to speak straight with people, and sometimes pull them up and go, hey, you could be doing this, or like all great performers have coaches. So really having a coach is crucial if you want to take things to another level, because sometimes you're too close to your own story and to yourself to sort of see where you could be more effective or more productive in life, and stay on track rather than getting rather than procrastinating or getting overwhelmed or focusing on things that aren't really moving you forward. So when you work with a client, what's the first thing you do what's the process for you?
For me, when I start working with a client, is really to get to know them, connect with them and really see where they're at, and also look at their needs and see where they need to work, what they need to work on, and really see what I can be of service to them, and really look at their weaknesses and look at that. How can we, go to the next level with that? And also, as you mentioned, a coach can be very nice and understanding and compassionate, but then we just have to make our clients accountable. So that's the whole idea of having a coach. Though your coach does keep you accountable, so you have to be warned this will happen. And if you have, for example, if you have got targets, or you have made yourself committed to something, then if you don't keep to your commitments, then your coach is going to make sure that you do. So that's very important as a coach. Yes.
Yes, having that accountability and being clear on, what you want to do with your life. And that's part of what we're going to talk about today. The topic is, exploring who we are as a human being and what our role is, what we're here for and how we can contribute to humanity. So, they're all big questions. So, where do you start looking at that? Firstly, who we are as a human being. So what's your answer to that?
Who we are as human beings, we're all the same, whether we're a coach or we are successful, we have a lot of money. At the end of the day, we are human beings, and we have emotions, and we procrastinate, and we do things that sometimes we probably not happy about, and we said the wrong thing. And this is what human beings are all about. And being vulnerable and accepting who we are really makes it a lot easier. And then we can start working on what's not serving us, and then really highlight things that are serving us, so we can actually work at a medium of where we want to go and how we're going to tackle things. And so that's where you start, really.
And what about, what your role is, what you're here for, and how we can contribute to humanity?
Yeah, most of the time we just go about life researching. We have challenges, and sometimes we have self-doubt, and we think, oh my gosh, really we're trying hard and we really don't know what our role is. So it's really a bit of a searching who we are and what we're here for. And some people at 4 years old, they know exactly who they want to become. At the end of the day, they have chosen to have a role in life and on this earth, and who they're meant to be. But a lot of people through lives, they keep searching, and there's a lot of things that's so unclear to them, and they keep just going about life, just living life, and not really actually living life, but just subsisting. And we all at different stages in our journey. And I think we have to first accept ourselves wholly for where we're at, and identify what is it we got to work on. And really eventually we do find who we are and what we're here for. And this really is other people around us that will teach us that, because people really act as our mirrors, and they will give us messages, and we really have to be present and listen to what's being said to us, listen what's being taught. And then with these messages, we get to go inside and connect with who we are and what's the next step and who we really want to be, and work on that and go to the next level and to the next level and to the next level.
Yeah, that's great. And I think, getting conscious to what is it that makes you happy? What do you enjoy doing? I think part of the thing in life, life is so damn short. And, really, I aim to encourage people as much as possible to do what you love doing, and do as much as possible of what you love doing. And if money wasn't an issue, what would you be doing? I think that's the trick. I think, find what you love doing and do more of it. And often when you love it, you're often good at it as well. You're often become skilled in those areas. I always loved doing photography as a kid, and so I've ended up being a photojournalist now in later life, and I just loved it all the time. It's always been like a fun job for me, doing photography. I do lots of other things as well. That's just one of my loves. And, you know, I guess I am very fortunate in that, you know, I became very good at that. And you know, and that's what happens when you love what you do. You just naturally sort of develop that skill. So, you know, you look at people like John Demartini, and I went to a Dwayne Alley seminar the other day, who trained with Chris Howard, has done a fair bit of NLP work. And, you know, these people will say to you, look at your environment. What sort of books do you like reading? What sort of shows do you like watching? You know, to sort of work out what your values are and you know, what's important to you. And just sort of notice in your environment, you know, how are you currently spending your money? How are you spending your time? And just get conscious around that and look at doing just more of what you love and less of what you don't love, and noticing the types of people around you. So in saying that, how important is your environment for you, would you say, Christiane?
For me, my environment's got to be very, I have to create my own environment. We do create our own environment. And wherever we are, we can create the environment that we really want. And only celebrating my birthday yesterday, I was just sitting at the club, having the best view. And I do reckon that I'm in the right location, enjoying beautiful weather. The Gold Coast is an amazing place. And I feel so blessed to be here. It really is the right place for me. And then apart from that, creating the right people to be around me, and also recreating myself in a way every single day to attract the best people in the right situations around me. And I always start with praise in the morning, and I also do some meditation. I can see a big cake on the screen.
Yeah, that's right.
I've still got another birthday and one candle, which is really brilliant. And I can see lots of cream on top of the cake. Yum! I'll have a piece later.
Very, very low fat, Christiane. I just thought I'd just cake there to say happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Yes, so every day I keep myself accountable. I do meditation and I walk 3 times a week, and you know, really have the best affirmations to really keep me going and being whole and complete, so that when I do talk to people, I can convey that love to them. And then I just get the love back. So it's really creating that aura around me that really would serve me and other people around me.
Yeah, awesome. I love that. You know, gratitude, love. I mean, when you're not in love, you're in fear. And, you know, life really is so simple, and we tend to complicate it, don't we? So if you've got fear around anything, this is a great thing I actually heard recently, is that when you've got any fear, actually I was listening to, it was a billionaire speak, a guy called Adam Wood, in Brisbane, actually just on the weekend, and he was talking about whenever you feel fear around anything, that's something you need to be aware of, right? And so just notice when you feel fear around something, that's your intuition saying don't go there. So when you feel love and you feel peace around something, that's when you go with that choice. So if you're tossing up what to do, look at, is there fear around that, or is there peace and joy and love around that? And what he was saying is that whenever there's fear, that it's actually not the path that you should go down.
Yeah. So
which is interesting, because in personal development, it's around stepping out of your comfort zone as well. But I think that's a little bit different to fear, right? So if you have like your instinct is like, oh, if you've got hesitation around a decision, then, you know, yeah, if you've got hesitation, just don't go there. So if in doubt, leave it out. You've probably heard that saying. So what about intuition? How important is intuition for you in your everyday decision making, Christiane?
Intuition is, sometimes we do have to tackle things with fear as well. And it's just, I've forgotten the great book of Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. So you probably heard about this book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And so that's a good one. And also the other book that I've read by Marianne Williamson, and where she actually says, she actually talks about, the book is titled Return to Love. And that was a really great message for me. So as she said, you were talking about fear and love. And if you make any decision through fear, then what you bring to yourself is actually pain. and suffering. And when you make decision according to love, then you just do everything with ease and grace. So, and with your question with intuition, you always feel in your gut feeling that something is right for you. And if you are all equipped and your environment is quite right for you, then as I was talking before, you just create your environment every day. You will detect whether something is right or wrong for you, and you will just get the warning sign, oh no, don't go this way. So really your intuition will give you the best way to make decisions.
And it's interesting, we tend to attract people in our lives who have certain traits that we don't display, right? However, everyone has every single human trait in differing amounts, as DeMartini will say. So, for example, I've had suppressed anger for a long time, right? And in fact, I had an ex-boyfriend actually say I was passive-aggressive, right? And so I've tended to attract relationships or men in my life that have been outwardly aggressive, have shown their aggression outwardly, whereas I've suppressed that. So can you say a little bit more about that, about why we attract the types of individuals and what we can learn?
Yes, so I was just trying to find out a little article. The best way you can find a lot of good articles in The Power of Now is just so brilliant, and I've sort of been writing notes to be able to refer to today. And one little bit that I read is like, it is essential to bring more consciousness into your life in ordinary situation when everything is going relatively smoothly. It is a way to grow in the presence of power. So it generates an energy field in you and around you of a high vibrational frequency. So if we keep our vibrational energy frequency high, then you will see that no discord or violence can enter that field and survive, just as darkness cannot survive in the presence of light. So if we keep the right energy around us, we'll just get to see that we only attract what's good. Although, as you said, if there's a lot of deep seated anger in yourself, there will be someone would walk by and will say the wrong thing, or will trigger something that's within you, and we'll get that. So they're really your teachers. These people, if there's anger that shows, then it's something you've got to look at. So most of the time when we have people showing us any emotions that we don't like, then this is the emotion that we think we've got to check in within and say, well, is there any of that in me? And because most of the time we're not aware of it. So then you got to look at it and say, well, if there's something in that, and if there's this kind of emotions in me, then maybe it's dormant and I'm not aware of it. So what can I do about it? And then it's really to talk to someone about it, or you do meditation, that would help. And there's a lot of ways. Then you start healing yourself. And although you don't really know where that comes from, if it shows in your life, then you just got to have a look at it and see, what can I do about this? Otherwise it will attract more of it.
Yes, I like that. And it reminds me of John DeMartini's DeMartini method, the DeMartini method. And I remember when we did that, we actually had charts of basically paper where we'd write down, okay, who do we have an issue with in life? We'd write their name down, and what is the complaint? Okay, so the complaint is that they're angry all the time, they're yelling at me all the time, as an example, right? And so then he would say, okay, now look in your life, where have you been angry and where have you yelled at people, right? And so then you look in your life and you keep writing, okay, where else? And you realize that every single complaint you have about someone else, you have part of that in you as well. So that's a great way to do it, to actually write it out. I think that's really a great way. And that the exercise has had people in tears. It's had people, really had some amazing insight where, as they say, if you point the finger at someone, you've got 3 fingers pointing back at you, correct. Right? So yeah, that's a very good point. And what about a bit more about what we're here for and what our role is? I know a lot of people really get stuck with this. I don't know what I'm here for. I don't know what I'm here to do. I don't know. So I mean, we can say, okay, I know what I love, What else would you recommend to people to find their path in life and to stay on track?
I think the first one is just looking at relationships. And in fact, looking at people around me at the moment, and someone, especially in my life, I just realized that for us to be happy in a relationship, we have to make sure that we're here for the other person. If we wake up in the morning thinking we are the only one, then this doesn't work very well. If we make sure the other person has got everything they need to be happy, then they will do the same for you, and that's a win-win situation. So this is the way to go about. We're here to serve others, and as we serve others, much more love and everything we need comes to us anyway. So instead of being self-centered and thinking we are the only one, then when we wake up in the morning, making sure that everybody around us have got everything they need there for them, then that changes the whole dynamics of everything.
Yes, great. I love what Ben Harvey says. He runs Authentic Education, one of the fastest growing companies in Australia, and the only one in the top 100 in the BRW Fast 100 list in Australia, Authentic Education, the only education company in that. Now, Ben Harvey, who runs that, he says, if you want to make more money in life, look at how you can be of service more. And I love that. How can you be of service? And not that you be of service to make more money. However, when you are of service, naturally the abundance flows back. And I heard another great quote too many years ago that was, give more than you receive to always receive more than you give. And that's just how it works. They say that you'll actually receive, with the law of reciprocity, that you receive 10 times more than you give. So if everyone just gave and just helped others, imagine what an abundant world we would have.
That'd be awesome.
How possible is that, Christiane?
It is very possible, and I can see a lot of shifting in the world, and more we see in the media that how many people are contributing to charity, people are going overseas to serve others, and it's constant that you see in the media. A lot of people have GoFundMe account where they're supporting charities overseas, and more that's what's happening, and which we can see that humanity is evolving in such an amazing way. And you can see how this is a dream that's possible, and a lot of people are contributing to it. And the more I talk to people, the more I can see these kind of movements happening, and how, everybody, chipping in together and being of service to others and making this a better world. So this is very exciting.
Yes. And we've all had challenges. And I know, Christiane, you've had some incredible challenges in your past. I know you had a particularly hard relationship at one point. If you could just share briefly, we're actually going to do a very short show for everyone who's watching here today. And we'll do some other episodes coming up with Christiane. So there's going to be a little teaser for you today. So if you can just share a little bit about, say one or two of your lowest points in life and how you pulled yourself out of that.
Yeah, so when I came to Australia, I was actually in a marriage, and my son was very small at one time, and I had no parents around me and really didn't make many friends, and was very shy and really not connecting with people, and also thinking that I've got to do it on my own. I had that kind of thinking. And most of the time, probably people were trying to reach out to me, and I didn't really reach out, thinking that doesn't happen. So at some point I found myself, I had a full-time job, I had a son, and my ex-husband wasn't helping much. So I felt myself really feeling helpless. And at some point I found myself hugging my child and crying, feeling that I was so alone. And really that was very, very, very hard for me. And the relationship was not the best relationship, and my ex-husband wasn't the best for me. He didn't support me, and really I found when I was knocking on doors, people were not helping me out. So like many people, I went through this kind of domestic violence situation, and also contemplating suicide. And that's when you're very low in life and you feel so totally helpless. And who hasn't experienced? Many people have experienced that. So really, I had to pull myself up. I had to fight for what I wanted, and I had a child to take care of. So it was like every time I fell, I had to pick myself and go, pick myself and go. And I found that as I did that, I had got better strength, and the right people came to me. I had great mentors that really taught me to be so strong and powerful. And in the face of adversity, I found myself becoming really amazingly strong, and even getting to inspire and empower other people. So I think sometimes that your challenges teach you to be really strong and forging through life despite all the blocks that are in the way.
How long was that recovery process for you? So you had the domestic abuse in your relationship, and you were at a really low point. You said you needed to move on. You had a child to look after. How long did that take for you to move through that hardship?
It took a long time. I stayed in that relationship for far too long, and sometimes you can't even make yourself wrong about that, and there's no need to do that because you only know what you know at that time. So it took over 10 years, and really not opening up to other people around me, it made it even harder. But I was led to a mentor, somebody who was amazing, and I went through special journeys with her, and she really helped me find all the strength I had within myself and discover how strong I was and how resilient I was. So it was really educating myself and making myself know that not only was I strong and powerful and resilient, but I was also worthy. And I had a spot on this planet. And I was there to shine, and I was there to live successfully and powerfully, and also to share that with others. So I feel it's been a very long journey, but I feel blessed along the way. I really am grateful for where I'm at this point in my life, and also the amazing people that are around me. And this is the most amazing thing. In the right place with the right people, and forever getting the love I need every day. So that's really amazing. That's a life worth living.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, good on you for coming through that, and for persisting with that, because a lot of people don't persist. A lot of people do give up, and we have ridiculously high suicide rates across Australia, America, and in many countries, and it really is so sad to see that. And I think the thing is that if you are feeling down at all at any point, realise that it is a journey and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and life is a roller coaster ride, and it's just staying on that roller coaster. And I heard a great quote the other day, and I actually put on my Instagram. I don't know if you can see that there, my Instagram. So I put this little cool thing. If you're not on my Instagram, connect on Aldwyn Altuney _media queen. And what the quote says is, people often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Right. So the thing is that, keeping your personal development up, keeping a great environment of people around you, these are all crucial things, and keeping your mindset in check is very important to be done on a daily basis, whether it's a daily, gratitude, doing something you're grateful for. I heard Ian Jacobs speak the other day. He's an ex kickboxing world champion. And he said first thing in the morning, what he does is he takes 3 deep breaths first thing in the morning when he wakes up, and then has 2 glasses of water. And that's a great little ritual to do at the beginning of each day. And then you could add to that and 3 things you're grateful for, or your intention for the day. What's your intention for the day? So having these little habits and, building that muscle of doing, positive things like that, instead of waking up going, oh, another bloody day, I haven't slept enough, If you wake up whinging, you fall off the wrong side of the bed, as they say, your whole day goes to shit pretty much. So, you don't want to be in that situation. So do you have any daily habits like that, Christiane, that you like to do?
Definitely. I have a monthly goal cards, which I give to all my clients. And on the card, there's at least 3 spaces where you have 3 goals in each area of your life. in your career and your finance section and relationship, spirituality, in all these areas. I have 3 goals at least. And also on the very top, I have my primary goals, the ones that I want to achieve faster and that really are the most important and have priority. So I actually list them up and I read them every single day. Every single morning when I wake up, I read my goals and just get connected to them. And that just make it real for me. And that's what I go and work on every day. And as through the months, as I achieve a goal, I just get them off the list and just replace it with something more exciting and something better so that I can actually go to the next level and next level. So this is my daily ritual, apart from my walks and my meditation that keeps me centered, and also my gratitude book. And then expressing gratitude every day is apparent for everybody. We have to be grateful for everything that comes to us. And most of the time we don't realize and we don't count our blessings. And when we start counting our blessing, we realize, wow, there's so much that is given to us every day and we don't even acknowledge it. So really acknowledging every single little thing that comes in our day, and also acknowledging that the people who are around us contributing to our lives is something that really gives us even more blessing every day. So this kind of ritual really keeps me on track and keeps me focused and keep me enjoying and appreciating the beautiful life that I have.
That's awesome. And, you know, as you talk about gratitude, I saw another great quote on the weekend and talking about hugging and how good hugging is for you. And did you know that hugging increases levels of the love hormone oxytocin, which is beneficial for stress levels, heart health, and more? A 20-second hug reduces the harmful physical effects of stress, including its impact on your blood pressure and your heart rate. A 10-second hug a day may fight infections, boost your immune system, ease depression, and lessen fatigue. So there you go. Make more love and less war out there. And
definitely, because love wins all the time. Love wins each time, doesn't it?
There is love hearts above my head. Yeah. It does, Christiane. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you. We need to wrap up now. How can people find out more about you and how can they connect with you?
I do have a Facebook page and it's Transform Your Horizon, and that's easy to find me, and send me an email. I'd be quite happy to get in touch with everyone at any time. So yeah, I'd be happy to talk to anyone. And I would like to thank you for having me on the show today. So that's really, you know, it's really great to be able to talk about things that I love doing. And
You're
also
welcome.
talking about what I am here for.
Yes.
You know, to serve the people that work with me. And you talk about hugs. I think the human connection is something amazing. I really do the one-on-ones. So that's really what I love doing. And I'll be doing webinars and workshops eventually. Workshops is another thing that I will get into, and probably doing that with groups as well. So there's more exciting things coming up in the future.
Fantastic. So people can connect with you on Transform Your Horizon on Facebook, and you're also on some other social media, aren't you? Which other social media can
I do have Instagram and Pinterest and LinkedIn as well.
Fantastic. And a YouTube channel, right?
Correct.
And a YouTube channel. Fantastic. That's great, Christiane. Any other final comments before we wrap up?
Well, all I can say is that be grateful for your day. Be grateful for where you are. It doesn't matter where you are at the moment. And count your blessing and just see what amazing things you have around you, and be grateful for it.
Yeah, awesome. I love that. Be grateful and you will have more to be grateful for that will come your way.
That's
I love
right.
it. Thank you so much, Christiane. Big round of applause for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just for you, we'll put the little birthday hat on, and just for you, we'll put the birthday cake back. There we go. And happy birthday, Christiane, for yesterday.
Thank you.
Yes, another exciting year, celebrating birthday and you being on the planet, because you're a very special lady, and thank you for all your support you've given me over the years. You've been awesome. So if anyone's watching this and you'd like a great coach that you really feel comfortable with, and that's also going to keep you accountable for what you want, Christiane is awesome. So connect with her, Transform Your Horizon on Facebook, or just Google Christiane Vee or Transform Your Horizon, and you'll find her. I'll get rid of this cake because it's kind of taking up half my face. All right, there we go. And there we go. The cake has been eaten. And it's a low-fat cake, so that's okay. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see here, then please comment on this YouTube video. Share the video with your friends. If you have any questions, feedback, please pop it in here. We'd love to hear from you, hear your thoughts on the show. If you have any questions whatsoever, please connect with us. You can connect with me, Aldwyn Altuney, on all the social media. Just Google that name. I'll be the only one out there with that name, although I do have someone who's set up a fake profile on Facebook who has blonde hair. That is not me, okay? And she has straight hair. That's definitely not me. So other than that, it's pretty much all me online. So just connect there on all the social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, at Aldwyn, also at Mass Media Queen as well on there. LinkedIn, YouTube, this YouTube channel, of course. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also on Google Plus, on Twitter. Twitter, I already said Twitter. What else have we got? Instagram. Anyway, all the social media, Pinterest, thank you. And yeah, I'd love to connect with you. Also on my LinkedIn, and also on my website, which is aaxpose.com, on my media website. So thanks again for joining us wherever you are in the world. Have a beautiful day. Any day above ground is a great day, and here's to making the most of it. And here's to finding a coach that's right for you. And here she is, Christiane, on this show here, and to living a great living life to the full. It really is precious that you're here, and I really hope and wish for you that you do have an amazing life. So thanks again. Thanks, Christiane. Thanks for joining us, and we will catch you again soon. Bye for now.